All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakodash. Also, I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth, and peace and love to the Lord's hopeful elect. And straight into this, man, through the Spirit. This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 2. And the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. All right. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, and through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Hawashai. And we remember that the things that were written aforetime were written for our learning. All right. So there was prophets before us, all right, and we come through the spirit, Lord willing, in the lot of the prophets. Lord willing, we are the prophets, given the same warning of destruction. All right, the same warning of judgment, the same warning of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Again, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. All right, we're sending out this warning through the spirit that the Lord is getting ready to judge this earth, and it's going to be intense. All right. In verse 3 again, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. All right. And we're telling our people we're in the last days. The mark of the beast is right around the corner. The great tribulation is right around the corner. You need to get your act together in hopes that the Lord will deal with you and protect you during this time of confusion and chaos like the earth has never seen before. All right. But at the end it shall speak. All right. And not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And this is the quote unquote Old Testament, right? Is it? We're quite a few years removed from the quote unquote Old Testament. So how much more is this true? This being the end that is speaking, and how's it speaking? Well, through the manifestation of hearing and seeing the prophets out on the highways and byways, in the internet highways and byways. All right, that's a sign, that the end is getting ready to come, or judgment is getting ready to come, take a place upon this earth, man. All right. Let's go to the book of Romans. All right, this is Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, this is the time, that now it is high time to awake out of sleep. All right, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. So, seeing the signs, man, and you got to be watching. You have to be observing and lining reality with scripture, knowing the behavior of, or the characteristics of people in the last days: boasters, covetous, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. All these are characteristics of the majority of the people on the earth, especially here in Babylon the Great, the so-called USA. And plus, Matthew 24th chapter, the signs that Yahweh gave his disciples turned apostles concerning his second coming, the events that would precede his second coming: earthquakes in diverse places. All right. The prophets being persecuted. So we're at that time of the end, man. All right. Again, Romans 13 and 11. And that, knowing the time, that now it's high time to wake out of sleep, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. All right. And that's beautiful, man, because that means we're almost out of here, and we're almost done with this work and this captivity, this punishment, man. It's been a rough, long, gruesome experience, us going off against our power, Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah. Lord willing, the sincere believers are of that hopeful elect, and we learn our lesson, man. And you can see the manifestation of that by the ones that are putting on as the elect. For the men that are charged to teach, they're doing that. And for the believers and helpers, etc., they're coming in our lots, fulfilling their lots through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Hawashai, putting on as the elect. First and foremost, a believing and calling upon the names Yahweh wa Yahweh Shai. All right. And then things move from there, man. But that's a good sign that you may be of the Lord's hopeful elect, man. If you're able to call upon his name and you haven't bugged out and cursed the name Yahweh Shema Hawashai, or mocked and scoffed at the prophets, all right, it's a good sign that the Lord is dealing with you, and that you'll make it through this terrible time, whether you be a martyr or not. All right, and also that means in the kingdom, man, you'll be great. Of course, there's none greater than Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, but the Lord is going to give us dominion and power and status and stature and wealth, and things that we can't even fathom. The scriptures say, eyes have not seen, ears have not heard the things that the Lord has prepared for those that love him. And how do we show love to Yahweh? By Shem Yahweh Shai, keeping his commandments, and for the ones that have to feed his sheep, feeding his sheep, man. And that's what we try to do to the best of our ability. All right. Now, in the book of Ezekiel, I had skipped my precepts. I mixed them up, but it's all right. Ezekiel 12 and verse 27. Son of man, behold, they of the house of Israel, are you Israelites, say, the vision that he seeth is for many days to come. And that's any time the prophets come on the scene, man. The ones that weren't blessed to receive that warning, they always say, oh yeah, this ain't gonna happen. Look at the days of Noah. All right, they was mocking and scoffing Noah. They never even seen rain. They thought he was crazy, thought he was bugged out, and he was prophesying, what was it, 120 years, I think. I do believe, if I'm mistaken, Salakia, but it was quite some years that Noah was prophesying, and people didn't believe him, man. All right, and you know what happened. All right, same thing with our people today. They're saying the vision that we see, all right, it is for many days to come, man. When I first came into the truth with my so-called pastor, which was a so-called black woman, I was trying to tell her, hey, we at the end of the world. That was before I even received the name Yahweh by Shemal Shah. Just learning about the Illuminati and stuff like that, and all the conspiracy, quote unquote conspiracy, because most of that shit true, quote unquote conspiracy theories, man. I told her that, and her exact response is what we're reading in Ezekiel 12 and 27. She said, I don't know, baby, I don't know if it's gonna happen in my time, or first and foremost, like, what type of spirit is that to have, and that shows you the weakness of a woman, all right, the weakness of a pretender, the weakness of somebody that's in the wrong position. Again, this is a so-called pastor, by the way, and we do know that, hey, that's not a woman's place to be, teaching, all right. But yeah, that's what she told me, man. The vision that he seeth is for many days to come. This ain't gonna happen in my lifetime, so I'm just do whatever I'm gonna do, live it up, 401k, chase this bad pensions, folly. That's all our people are concerned about, because they really don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. They really don't believe in the Bible. They say they do. They talk a good game, and the Lord taught us about our people. They have a zeal, but to worship the Lord and believe in Yahweh Shema Shai, but it isn't according to knowledge. All right. So our people they just throw to and fro, man, with all manners of different type of doctrines, man. All right, and he prophesied of times that are far off. Therefore, saying to them, thus saith the Lord God, which is Yahweh. All right, there shall none of my words be prolonged anymore. That's what we're saying through the Spirit. The Lord is getting ready to bring judgment upon this place. But the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith who? The Lord God, which is Yahweh, and his Son, only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai. All right, so these things are going to come to pass, man. It's just a process to it. Before the Lord sends, horrific judgments upon the earth, especially like he's getting ready to do it, he always sends warnings out, right? He always sends, watchmen to stand upon their watchtower and watch for the enemy, or watch for calamity to come, so that, the less somewhat weaker, all right, Israelites will receive that warning, and they'll prepare themselves for what's getting ready to happen. All right, and we're speaking to our people through the Spirit that we're getting ready to come into a time like the earth has never seen before. I was just now meditating, or just thinking about, I guess it's pretty much the same thing, when I had went to Iraq, man, at 18. I just had turned 18, man, and I'm not finna get deep into it, but I just had got to the unit, and I mean, I didn't know anybody, and they was deploying, within a short amount of time. I'm gonna put it like that. So basically, when I got on that plane to go to Iraq, I didn't know nobody on that plane, and and I was in a very elite unit, and man, I had a panic attack on that motherfucker, man. I never felt that type of fear before, so much that, I mean, it was just a paralyzing shaking that I had, man. It's like I froze up, but I was trying to control myself from shaking so much because I'm sitting next to some grown ass, some super soldiers, and I ain't want to, what I mean, I just turned 18, man, and yeah, man, shit, man. And the reason why I said that through the spirit is if to show you, man, like I've been to war is what I'm saying 3 times before I was 21, and the Lord is prophesying that this time, this great tribulation, Jacob's trouble, is going to be a time like the earth has never seen before. All right, so there's been a World War I, there's been a World War II, plenty of conflicts, just all throughout the earth. Man, what are we getting ready to experience? If the Lord is not a man that he shall lie, and he's constantly telling us through these scriptures, it's about to be a bad time. So it will behoove us to listen, man. Humble yourself, man, and stop acting like you know everything, and just let the Lord cook. All right, just let the Lord cook, man. He's gonna get his glory, man. And if you follow suit, you'll get some glory right along with Yahweh Shema Hawashah and the rest of the Israelites. And that's our goal, man. All right, is to come back to that glory. All right, but there's a process, man, and a part of that process is us going through this straight gate, man, with trusting Yahweh Shema Hawashah as we go through this time called Jacob's trouble, the great tribulation, like the earth has never seen before. We're prophesying famine, cannibalism, all right, a man invading his neighbor for the lack of bread, for famine, confusion. All these things are going to be taking place on a high level. And again, I done been to war, buddy, and I'm here to tell you it's no joke, man. And hey, man, it's gonna be rough. It's gonna be rough, man. But Lord willing, man, hey, if the Lord got me through that and at 18 and I made it back 3 times, man, Lord willing, I have the faith of a mustard seed, at least that the Lord will get me through whatever I have to go through in Akim Wath as well. All right. We just got to hold on and actually trust in Yahweh Shema Hawashah. And I do stress again about the faith of a mustard seed, man. You know how small a mustard seed is, man. We just need a little bit of faith in the Lord, man. But behind that faith, it requires action. You're not just going to be sitting on your hands, man. You're going to be actively, serving the Lord to the best of your ability. Again, whatever your lot is, male, female, child, all right, what have you. You believe on Yahweh Shema Hawashah. You're not just going to say, oh, I got faith, and just wait and doing whatever you want to do, living your life the way you want to, and then the tribulation come. No, we're preparing now. We're rehearsing the righteous acts now. Doing all, being in that manner of holy conversation rather than the conversation of the wicked, which is just nothing but filth and vanity. That's all they talk about. Sport. We watch sports and we do sports betting, and brothers have played sports, but we're not obsessed with it to the point where it has become an idol. And Esau loves his sports, man. That's his thing coming from, the Greeks, all right, and the Romans, all right, all that ancient shit that they're still doing to this very day. I've had enough of it. I don't need to see another nigga dribble a ball or, throw a ball in relation to the kingdom. You know what I mean? It's enough. Let's go home. We done seen it all. We done it all, man. This is old. We got to get out of here. That's what we're trying to tell our people, man, that there's something better. But when you're simple-minded, like the majority of the Israelites are, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, a lot of you are very simple. You don't know no better. So you think that this is it. Your eyes are 10 times bigger, all right, when on this earth, and your desires is this earth, man, and what you can attain here. It isn't in the heavens. The Lord taught us, to store up our treasures in the heavens. And how do we do that? Hey, putting on as the elect, trying to be more righteous than wicked, because we're not going to be perfect, but we put forth that decent effort to perform at a certain level. And Lord willing, the Lord will have pity and mercy upon us, and he'll deal with us accordingly, man. All right. He'll give us our daily bread and a little bit more. He'll give us time to, fellowship and indulge in some righteous folly. All right. Whatever you desire, man, if it's his will, it'll be given unto you. All you have to do is ask and have faith that the Lord has heard you, and he's going to do what you asked of him through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem and Hawashah. All right. Go to the book of 2 Peter and just reiterating the point how ignorant our people are, because again, my precepts got mixed up, but it still can be edifying about our people when we send these warnings out through the spirit. 2 Peter 3:3. knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days, and this is the quote unquote New Testament, right? So this is current. We're still here. In the last days, scoffers walking after their own lust and saying, where's the promise of his coming? Since y'all have been saying this forever. My uncle said that when I first came in, or right before I came into the truth. Before I came into the truth, man, I was like very, very into like the quote unquote conspiracy stuff. That's how the Lord kind of opened up my mind that we were at the end of the world, Saw a couple of DVDs and stuff my uncle gave me when I first got out the military. That was my introduction, and how the Lord kind of built that. Well, I don't want to say that foundation, because Yahweh Shai is the foundation, man. But just kind of sparked my curiosity, or made me circumspect to the world, man, and what was really going on, and as well as going to war and seeing real world things and what's really going on in the world and how it really goes, man. All right, but again, 2 Peter 3:3-4. And saying, where's the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation. Oh yeah, my uncle said that, man. Man, people, when I first told him, again, it wasn't in the name of Yahweh Shema Shaka. That was before I received the names in truth. But I was still telling them about like the Illuminati, and that the world was coming to an end. And my uncle said this exact same thing, man. Oh man, people been saying that. People been saying that. Yeah, I mean, man, they were saying that. You know what I mean? Okay. Guess what the Lord has to say about that? Verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of, that by the word of Yahweh the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water, and in the water, whereby the world that then was, the days of Noah, all right, the same earth, right, that we're on now. Noah was on this same earth, my guy, being overflowed with water, perished. There it is. And we do know the historical account of Noah's faith in Yahweh. All right. By Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right. That the Lord, took out everybody on the earth except Noah and his family, man. All right. So that's exactly what's going to happen this time, man. It'll be a little bit more, Lord willing, than, a few people say. I mean, it's going to be a few, but it's going to be more people that perish than people that are saved, man. And that's exactly what's getting ready to happen. The people are saying all these things. They're mocking, they're scoffing, they're denying the power thereof, man. They're living their life the way that they want to live. They don't care. You can't tell them nothing. And do we really need to examine the depths of their wickedness and what's going on? We can start with the youth, the children, and how wicked they are, to the point where you're damn scared to go outside sometimes, depending on where you live at, how they rocking, coming out with ski masks and all manners of weaponry you ain't never even seen before, man. It's got to be the last days, man. It got to be the last days. But all these people are going to be destroyed, man. The Lord not with these people, and you can clearly see that, man. So again, it will behoove us to put on as the elect and come out of that mess. If you've received the name Yahweh Shema Shai, you believe, on the report, well, put on as the elect and let them people be, man, because they are going to perish just like everybody did except Noah and his family during those days, man. All right, we're prophesying a great tribulation is coming. Esau is getting ready to come in like a madman, sparing none, and he's not going to care. If you think we're joking, look at what's happening to the northern kingdom, all right, with ICE. All right, they're rounding those guys up. This is the beginning of Jacob's trouble, all right. These are the beginning of sorrows, and we've been in sorrows, man. All right, like I say, World War II. I don't remember the dates. I think it was maybe the 40s. I don't know. I could look it up, but that wasn't too long ago that the whole world, pretty much, or many nations at least on the earth, was at war, man. All right, it's been terrible times upon the earth, and it just seeing these things, and that's why they pay these people and spend so much money on entertainment, so people can be dumb and be comforted, man. As long as people got a roof over their head, food, and some entertainment, they don't really care about no warning like that, because it's not real to them. There's a difference. See, this is a spiritual thing, and we can't really explain how the spirit works and how the Lord is doing. It just happens. Like, we can't explain how these words come out. It's really just the spirit that the Lord put upon us. All right. But seeing these things, man, hey, it should bring a certain level of fear, all right, upon you, and not fear of the world or people, but fear towards Yahweh by Shema Hawashai. And if you have that fear, which is the beginning of wisdom, you're gonna move a certain way, and the Lord is gonna deal with you, man. But I'm telling you, man, all this pride, the Lord is finna bring it very, very low. Look at our women; they're some of the most prideful creatures on earth, especially the ones from the Southern Kingdom. You so-called black women. They are some of the most prideful women on earth, man. The Lord is getting ready not only to really judge them, but embarrass them, man. They need shame. Look at how, like, Cardi B. I'm sure you brothers have heard, like, when she first, and Cardi B, a nice looking sister, man. Northern Kingdom, I think. Maybe I don't know if her, but but she is a nice looking sister, man. It's just the whoredoms, or just her haughtiness make her unattractive to a wise man. But if or I would have marked her up, and if she wasn't like that. But talking about her box and how it stinked, right? No shame. Like, our women have no shame. Look at how they dress, just ass out, you know just no shame. And I mean, just if you go on social media, there's just no shame. A woman say whatever she want, just like certain women that come up to the camps, man, with not just one woman by her damn self, and just be brave as hell, man, and come out there talking all type of manners of just BS. It takes that means you don't have no shame, you know what I mean? But the Lord is getting ready to bring that back in style, man, in a major way. So we just gotta hold on, man, and watch, the Lord bring all these prideful people down, man. For you people of our nation and anybody else that trust in that sword, it's gonna come to naught. And that's really Esau blessing, of course. But it's gonna be a mess out here with that sword, man. All right. And as soon as the government get a little bit more janky, it's gonna probably be one big move the government gonna do, and then to piss everybody. It could be, I'm serious, man. I just been mad. Just everybody waking up and their bank accounts drained. That's gonna be it. Nobody's gonna really try to go to work and things like that. If you wake up, if you got a decent amount of money in your bank account, you wake up, all that shit gone. You're not gonna want to do nothing else but figure out how to get your money back in your account. And we're telling y'all through the spirit, if that happens, I'm not saying that's how, that's something that's gonna happen. It's a possibility, and they're gonna come with that solution, which is gonna be that mark of the beast. Oh, here's this universal income. Oh, we're gonna put you all a majority of the people out of work because of our technology, our robots. We don't need people anymore. But we're so good. And I'm speaking as Esau Edom, man. We're such a good ruler. We're gonna give you guys a microchip and give you guys universal income. All right. And every month we'll just put money on your chip, all right, or numbers on your chip, and you'll be just fine, man. And that's probably, that's the goal, man, is for them to have people dependent on them, dependent on the enemy, dependent on the government, all right? But we're really supposed to be depending and trusting in Yahweh Shem Shai. Woe to, the ones that go down to Egypt for help, the Bible teaches us about, man. Woe, that means destruction to you that really trust. Now, we use the word, we don't abuse it, man. If they're handing out money and it's not going to jeopardize our faith, and we're gonna take it. We're pretty much gonna take everything they hand out except that mark of the beast, or anything that goes in our body, man. Any type of biological warfare. You know what I'm talking about? That they want to, any pills or shit like that. We stay away from. But when we talk about money, oh, we taking that. When we take it, you can't take it with us. Don't be over righteous, right? Don't take that money. but that mark of the beast and all that biological warfare, that's where we draw the line at through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. Yeah, but back to the point, man. Hey, the Lord's getting ready to judge this world, man, and many people are about to perish, and our people are still in the spirit of thinking that what we're saying ain't really gonna come to pass. Again, they got a little zeal where they can say, "Oh, won't he do it?" Or they, say they believe in God. They'll go to quote unquote church, but they're not putting on as the elect. They're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. They're actually, saying you can do kind of whatever you want. They pick and choose which laws and statutes and command. Like, I got a uncle and my father. They're both pastors. You know what I mean, and they know And even when I was growing up, for a long time, they knew not to celebrate Halloween because that's obviously just it looked demonic as hell. It looked wicked. It looked, all these ghouls and demons and goblins and all this shit. But every other holiday they keep for show, for show, for show. So-called Christmas, oh, they there now. I'm talking about they'll denounce Halloween. Oh no, they not doing. I remember when my uncle first, it's my auntie's husband. You know what I mean? When he first came into the family, and he was like, my cousin couldn't go trick or treating with us. Man, I was like, what going on? I'm a kid now. We in the world. I'm like, what going on with this guy, man? But hey, looking at him now, he's still celebrating Christmas like a mug, bro. 4th of July cookouts, all that shit, man. And that our people are stiff necked, man. All right, let's see. Come. Let me get that stiff necked. Acts 7:51. Ye stiff necked and uncircumcised in heart and ears. So, hey, your mind, where hot lob goes in the mind, you're uncircumcised. You need to have that, confusion and those lies trimmed, man. All right, in your ears, you're so used to hearing a bunch of bullshit and lies, and you accept that. We accepted at one point in time that we were the Gentiles, right? And a lot of our people are still in that spirit. Ye do always resist the Holy Ghost, as who your fathers did, so do ye, man. All right, which of the prophets have not your fathers persecuted? And Lord, speaking about, you individuals, or you're the descendants of these individuals that mock the prophets, man, starting with Yahweh Shai, when, that said, let the blood of Yahweh Shai be upon us and, our families, throughout our generations. And that's exactly, what has happened. And you wonder why people have to live in I don't want to say, but live in like situations, or you got Israelite families that have look like Chicago. Let's just take Chicago and what's happening on the south side of Chicago, for many years, man, and how they're just, and that's pretty much everywhere, man. But, just with the drill rap, they just put a hell of a spotlight on it. And, nowadays it's really going down everywhere. But why do you think the Lord has a Israelite in an environment like that? Did these people, every damn last one of them, except anybody that's of the Lord's hopeful elect, and, 9 times out of 10, I won't say 9 times out of 10, Lord probably wouldn't have one of his elect in that situation, or he would deliver his elect eventually out of that situation. I was delivered from my birth mother from a bad situation through the Spirit, But dang, I forgot where I was going with. But where was it? Acts 7. These individuals are probably the same descendants or the same spirits that are back that said that. Let the blood of your house shall be upon us. That's why you're in the hood. That's why it's certain mothers of our nation that have lost all their children to gun violence and shit like that, man. You never know, man. That's why, and we don't know. We believe in reincarnation. We believe that we've been here before at least once. So, we're paying for our past life transgressions, man. A lot of people can't receive that. That's too deep for them. That's too much for them. They can't receive that, man. But didn't Yahweh Shah rise from the dead, but you can't tell our people nothing. You can't tell them nothing. But the whole point is they're stiff-necked and they don't want to listen, just like their fathers, man. They come in the same lot, just like Lord willing, Lord save, our households, man. The Lord curses generations, man. He'll curse your whole family, is what we trying to teach y'all. And our people won't believe that, because why? The majority of them still believe that the Lord is just all love and that he don't do no evil. They'll give that credit to the quote unquote devil, who they don't even know who the devil is. They're just saying things that they heard, man, through our captivity. That plantation Christianity, man. It's okay though. You know what I mean? The Lord taught us, man, to worry about how the righteous is going to be saved. Don't worry about how the wicked is going to be punished. They're going to get theirs. We need to be worried about how we can serve the Lord better so that we can receive, that reward, man. It's going to be so worth it, man. What we're going through now, if we finish and endure to the end. All right. And we got 2 more precepts. Now be it. Book of John. chapter 2 and verse 15. No, that's not it. So maybe it was it First John? Yep, Salak. Yes, First John 2 and 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And the Lord taught us back to those characteristics of people in the last days, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of Yahweh Shema Hawashai. You got to be willing to sacrifice. If you don't suffer, you're not going to be able to reign with Yahweh Shai. All right. So our people, hey man, they love the world. They love money. They love folly. They love food. And that, we fast often, man, through the spirit. Some brothers more than others, of course, but fasting, some people of our nation, you telling you fat, they look at you like you motherfucking crazy. Like, boy, stop. I ain't putting down no food for anybody at any point in time. Especially you talk about them obese motherfuckers. Oh man, morbidly obese motherfuckers. Them 600-pound life motherfuckers. You know what I mean? They look at you crazy, boy. You need to eat. You're not gonna eat, man. Please. You gotta be willing to say. I mean, they can't even put food down for half a day. They can't even do a half a day fast, man. But it's okay. It's because they love the world and they love the pleasures that thereof, and they're mediocre pleasures, man. Even the sex that we're having, man, it ain't gonna be nothing compared to the union that we gonna have in the kingdom. If you know, you know. All right. Verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, and that's what I was getting into, through the spirit, and the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. Oh man, just nothing but pride just oozing from everybody. You know what I mean? Except, Lord willing, the Lord's hopeful elect, and we be in danger of getting puffed up sometime. But if the Lord dealing with us, man, he gonna get us right. And the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And we do know, verse 17, and the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of Yahweh by Hashem Shai abideth forever. And that is the goal, ladies and gentlemen, is to live forever, man, and do it in a very, very, for lack of better words, lavish way. All right. Eyes have not seen, ears have not heard, and we've heard some glorious things. Brothers have had visions of the kingdom. Yahweh Shai has given us, brothers have, and just those things that we have seen and have heard should be enough. How much more the things that we can't even fathom with our own mind that the Lord has prepared for us, that reward, man, the planets. You think they're up there from the Esau? I don't know what them. I mean, the Lord let Esau learn, but come on, man, he don't know what the plans are up there for. We're gonna find out. Definitely probably to be inhabited. And again, that those are just the planets that Esau can see in the solar system or whatever they got going on. I forgot. I probably can't even name all the planets, man. But, Esau do say, man, there's like galaxies, just billions and billions and billions and trillions. So, man, the Lord got so much out. Oh, man, between that sky up there and that ocean. Oh, man. And because Esau ain't even been, it's bounds that he can't cross, right? Up and down, man. It's parts of the ocean Esau can't. Remember what happened with that submarine? And they tried to go down, deep down somewhere. The Lord wasn't having that. You know why? And everybody that's in this truth, or brother, they know why. Because the Lord got shit down there in that water that he's getting ready to unleash, man. Leviathan and some more shit. All right. There's some straight up monsters in that water, man. Well, Jay don't want no part of that water, man. But hey, the Lord, all these things is gonna be unleashed, man, during this time like the earth has never seen before. People have never seen no damn sea, and there's been, man, everything. I can bet, man, for that there's some truth to every so-called folk story or folklore that's you know what I mean, the what that nigga name was, Bigfoot, right? Or you got monsters all in the woods, man. It's probably because there's some creatures, man, that the Lord kind of be hiding that he got. And if the Lord wanted to, he could create any type of creature, insect, animal, just by uttering it, or just by thinking it. So ain't no telling what's out there, man. What's up there in the galaxy, in that sky, man. Shit, man. We ain't seen nothing, man. So we just gotta hold on, man. And I'll leave it at this. In the book of Ecclesiasticus, Sirach as well, 2 and 10. Look at the generations of look at our forefathers, all right? The ones that trusted in the Lord, all right? And see, did ever any trust in the Lord and was confounded, all right? Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken? Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him? All right. For the Lord is full of compassion and mercy, but you got to do what he's asking of you to the best of your ability. You need to actually be trying. Don't just do what the hell you want to do because you think the Lord is not aware. Some people think that, I guess, man. We do know that the eyes of the Lord are 10 times brighter than the sun, man, via the angels, man, via Yahweh Shai, man. All right, and the host of holy angels, man, long suffering and very pitiful. So the Lord will have mercy and pity upon you, man, if you doing what he asked of you, putting forth an effort and forgiveth sins and saveth in time of affliction. And guess what? We're finna come into a great time of great affliction, and we want to be saved, man, via that pity, via that mercy, man. And it takes humility to even say something like that. Look at our people, they ain't gonna be like, I need help. A lot of people say of our nation say that ain't nobody coming to save no y'all black folk, ain't nobody coming to save us. And some of them so puffed up they don't think they need a savior. Especially look at the so-called some of the so-called educated black women of our nation, because she got a little bit of wisdom and knowledge and understanding of certain things. It ain't by this Bible, all right, for damn sure, but because she have a little bit of knowledge in certain things, man, she feel like she is in control of her life. But we do understand that man's going to the Lord, man. So all we got to do is hold on to our faith, man. Keep on serving the Lord, and we'll be just fine, Lord willing, because that's what it's saying in the book of Ecclesiastes too. Whoever trusted in the Lord and was confounded. All right. Yeah, man, we could read the whole Bible and just speak on it all. Verse 12, woe, destruction to the fearful hearts, man. Again, we're not supposed not to fear these things that's going to come upon the earth, but fear Yahweh by Shem Shah, and fainted hands and the sinner that goeth two ways, man. Woe unto him that is faint hearted, man. All right. In verse 14, woe unto you that have lost patience, man. All right. In verse 15, they that fear the Lord will not disobey his word, and that word's Yahweh Shah. All right. And the things that he spoke unto us, man. And they that love him will keep his ways. And I could pretty much go on this whole chapter, man, but through the spirit of power, how by Shema how shot, that's the point, man. The great tribulation is right around the corner. A lot of our people are in a scoffing spirit, or just a spirit that just don't give a damn about the Bible. It's too corny, it's boring, I guess, to them, man. And the world is more fun than the Bible. The world is more fun than studying to show yourself approved. It's more fun than going out on the highways and byways and warning the people. It's more, the world is more fun than listening to the prophets and taking heed. All right, so they're going to be destroyed. And not only are they going to be destroyed physically, before that, man, the Lord is going to put shame into them. And like I say, man, if you got to take that mark of the beast, you already going to be brought low. You NBA players and shit, because you're going to be in need, man. So you already gonna be brought low. That pride, for you men, look at this. Take all the damn athletes, cause I got a problem with them. Take all the athletes, man. Soon as that money stop rolling in, hey, their family gonna be looking for them to provide, and they're not gonna be able to do it unless they, Lord willing, serve the Lord. All right, but you know what's gonna happen, man. They're gonna take that mark of the beast, man. They're gonna bow down to the enemy, man, and in the name of providing for their family, because they're gonna be embarrassed to be broke. It's embarrassing, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's embarrassing to a woman to not have her makeup on and her fake ass hair, for the women that gotta wear that fake shit. It's gonna be embarrassing to be in sackcloth in that day, because that's what the women gonna be in, man. They're not gonna have access to all these fancy ass or fake ass fancy clothes that they be wearing, because these garments ain't about shit. Plastic, red by plastic ass shoes, man. You know what I mean? Cheap ass leather and all that else. You know what I mean? It's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, man. But with that, I want to give all praises, honor, glory, and fear to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shah. Till next time, Shalom.